Welcome to the Partnernomics Show, where industry thought leaders discuss the hottest topics in partnerships, ecosystems, and innovation. The Partnernomics Show is brought to you by Iolite Solutions, a product incubator specific to Salesforce. Now here's the host of the Partnernomics Show, Mark Brigman.
Welcome back to another episode of the Partnernomics Show. It's great to be with you again. I have Mr. Jason Hulott with us. Jason, how are you doing today?
Yeah, really good, Mark. Really good. Thanks for having me on.
Jason, I almost said good morning to you, but it's good afternoon or close to good evening for you, huh?
Yeah, it's just coming up to 2:15. So yeah, in the afternoon. So
Well,
it's
you still have a couple hours of work left.
Yeah. Oh yeah, never ends. Never ends.
That's right. That's right. So Jason is with Speedie Consultants, and Jason, man, I really enjoyed getting to know him over the last many months. And Jason is an expert in the world of affiliate partnerships, and really enjoy our conversations as I continue to learn about affiliate relationships. But I asked Jason if he wouldn't mind coming on board and chatting with us. Jason has written a book and works with clients all over the globe to help them with the best practices of affiliates. But Jason, let me ask you to just kind of take it over. Tell us a little bit about your background. How did you dive into the business world, and how did you get into consulting?
Yeah, so I started digitally in 1997. So, a whole millennia ago. And basically, I just kind of fell into a role for an organization that wanted to create basic price comparison. So we were the first people to create price comparison aggregation in the UK. And one of my jobs once we built that was to go out and white label it for third parties. So you'd have these big brands, AOL, CompuServe, a whole bunch of UK brands, Ash Jeeves, those kind of guys. And we just basically take a white label model, deliver it into their finance section, and share revenue. So this was my first real experience of white labeling, referrals, partnerships, the whole thing, all in one go. And from there, I left those guys in 2003, set up Speedie, and we just carried on doing the same kind of thing. So we work with companies to help them exponentially grow through affiliates, referrals, loyalty programs, all kinds of partnerships, really. So, yeah, and we've been doing that now 20 odd years. So
I'll say it's a seasoned veteran. You've been doing that for quite a while. I mean, I talk about, starting Partnernomics in 2014. It's like, man, you guys have been around like forever, but it's cool to, whenever I get to meet other entrepreneurs and business owners that's been doing this more than twice as long as us. So awesome. Well, hey, let's go ahead and dive in here. And so you've already mentioned, affiliate relationships and referrals and those sorts of things. Man, let's just kind of build this thing from the ground up. Can you share some examples of affiliates, just like affiliate partnerships, and what do they typically look like, or how are they typically organized if you think of kind of like that average relationship that's out there?
Yeah, so I guess, first thing, we'll take a little step back. So what is an affiliate? Everybody that listens to this will have used an affiliate website this week. I guarantee it. Airbnb, Booking.com, Uber, Kayak, you name it. They're affiliate sites. They're basically earning money for referring people to partners. So for us, an affiliate is a organization or person that refers business that doesn't have an existing relationship with you as a client. This is how I differentiate between affiliate and referral. So a referral partner tends to be a customer in my world. So customer, I send them a note. If you refer me to 10 of your friends, I'll give you $50 for whoever signs up. That's a referral. An affiliate is another site, another business, another entity that will send you business for money. It's very mercenary. Let's be honest. And how that typically works is that affiliates shouldn't be seen as the bottom of the barrel. Some of these businesses are doing millions of dollars every year. They have multiple members of staff. These guys are very good at what they do. They could have a little niche. They could be app developers. They could be social media experts. They could be content experts. There's all these affiliates dotted around that you probably don't see, but you probably interact with their content. So, some of these affiliates are great because as a startup or a new or, Series A funded company, you may have some skill gaps in your business. So you may be good at some forms of marketing. You may not have the budget or the time to develop other things. So you can outsource that to an affiliate. Affiliate could build your app for you. They could do your app marketing for you. They could run social for you. They could, and you're paying on a reward basis. So you're paying on a cost per conversion, cost per performance. So there's a whole way that smaller and massive companies could use affiliates as well. Don't get me wrong, but where we sit in that sort of sweet spot in the middle, sort of startup up to sort of mid-level, these guys use affiliates to do a number of things, not just generate income for them. Sometimes that's a byproduct.
Yeah, I was thinking typically, at least when I think of affiliates, I think of a website link, but it's been amazing to watch just over the last couple of years, QR codes in magazines and books, even on your television. All right. So that just kind of starts the digital journey to kind of get that going. What's your thoughts on how kind of some creative ways that we could use affiliates that goes beyond just the traditional web link that we hit from a website? I think that's how it was in the 90s and 2000s. That was kind of the starting point, but it's certainly evolved from there.
Yeah, to be honest, in those days, if you remember, it used to be banner walls. It used to look like a flea market.
Yeah, the banner ads.
You just have banner ads everywhere, all flashing pop-ups and everything else. People have got a little bit more clever and a bit more savvy about things. Video is a great way of doing stuff. A lot of content is written, even more so now with AI, it is just churned out and churned out and churned out. Whereas video, yes, there's some fake stuff and deep fake stuff out there, but predominantly affiliates can be using, video content, partner webinars. When we talk about partnerships, we talk about webinars. Why not do that with some of your affiliates? Some of these affiliates could have huge audiences. We've got companies in the UK. I don't know if you have them in the US, but people like Top Cashback, I know you do. Quidco, you do. These have got 6-7 million members. If you go to these guys and say, let's do some kind of co-branded webinar or something, that's kind of different to their normal, here's a directory listing and, or search for a product and you'll save $10 if you use this voucher code. You need to be a little bit clever, and we can come on to talk about voucher codes and things as well. But there's a whole raft of different ways that businesses can work with affiliates, as long as it makes sense for them to do that. If they're not a discounted brand, or they don't run offers or coupons or discounts, then some affiliates won't be worthwhile. Yeah. But there'll be others, more technical, editorially content-driven affiliates, tech-based affiliates. There'll be all kinds of, where it does matter and it does fit, then do whatever you can to sort of help them promote. But yeah, we still see probably 70% of our client activity comes through that little blue underline link, still a text link.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we've conditioned people, Pavlov's dog is, if it's blue and it's underlined, it's a link.
That's right.
We don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if it's not broke, there's nothing there to fix. Let me shift over to the second question. That is, how does an affiliate strategy, differ or complement even other partnership strategies? Is it for partnership strategies? Is it one size fits all, or for affiliates, is there some additional questions and analysis we might need to do?
Not really. It tends to be. It's all kind of complementary. I guess what we've seen is we have seen companies split this stuff up. So you join our referral program, join our affiliate program, become a partner. We've got an agency program. We're an ISP with this, with that, with the other. So they have split it up, but the fundamental technology behind it all is still the same. All I'm doing is I'm putting you in a different box when you've landed, and because you've self-identified as a particular type of business. So the thing that you find with affiliates is they will be quicker to sign up. They'll be quicker to engage. They won't necessarily be quicker to enable, but they will be quicker to engage and sign up, and because it's a self-service model. All you're doing is you have an ad or promotions to promote your program. You get people to sign up. They sign there and then. They haven't got to, you're not exchanging paper like we do with other partnerships, because it's not. I'm gonna say this horribly wrong. It's not that big of a deal. You're sending me traffic. I'm sending you money. That's it. There's no co-work with brand. There's no, leverage of anything else.
Pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. It's kind of, here's the program, take it or leave it, sort of a thing.
Which is why I consult on it, because I'm a simple man and it's just easy.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of thing. It is simple, but it's simple is not necessarily, doesn't mean it can't be sophisticated and it can't be hard to do and hard to manage. It just does mean that it has to set itself apart from other things, because an affiliate he could be running some kind of directory or marketplace. He could have 150 partners. He could have 3,000 partners. He could have 5,000 partners. He's being bombarded all the time. And to be honest, if you don't make that process easy for him to sign up and promote you, he's not going to. He's on to the next thing. So with affiliates, we have to bear that in mind, that some of this is very, very quick. You need to have everything ready for these guys, because as soon as they sign up, you want to be sending them creative. You want to be sending them trackable links. You want to be sending them content. You want to give them access to your resource center. You need to be doing that. And that, you and I have talked about the higher level partnerships, which takes a longer time. You're talking about a 90 days plan or a 180 days plan. Sometimes with affiliates, you have to get them the minute they sign up, because otherwise their brain's off on something else. So you have to make sure that you preload and then you trickle in and follow up and do all the other stuff afterwards.
So speaking of like strategy, there's two kind of questions that bounce into my head I'd be curious to have you respond to. And one is, like, how does mobile play into strategy? And are there certain companies where maybe, they'll be more interested in ensuring that there's a mobile component, or maybe for certain offerings, it's almost vital that there is a mobile component to that. Let's kind of start there with that one. Is that?
Yeah. So mobile's kind of one of these funny places. Again, it's multiple things, isn't it? People just think mobile, they think mobile. But you've got mobile responsive websites. That's mobile. You've got apps. That's mobile. So there's a couple of different ways, and therefore you need to basically create content, promotional activity that fits. So there's no point having desktop banners and not having anything for mobile, because it doesn't work. You can't run a 1,000 by 1,600 ad that you would do a takeover on screen on a mobile ad. So you need different size creative. You also need different types of content. What are people looking for on their mobile phones these days? What's the most popular things? TikTok videos, Instagram Reels, Facebook Stories. So what does that tell you? That tells you I need to create 20 to 30 second to a minute based content ads that's video generated, because people don't sit and read stuff on their phone anymore. I think I'm the only dinosaur that probably still does. Everyone's in these poppy videos and everything else. So, creating content around that is a good thing. However, the other thing to say, conversely, the affiliates that you go after in that space will be very, very good at telling you what works. So they can come back to you and be saying to you guys, we're the millennials in this space. We know how all this works. Here's what we need from you. So don't think affiliates as a one-way street in terms of you're having to educate them and you're having to teach them. They're going to be teaching you stuff if you've got gaps in your knowledge. So, sort of be open to that.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I think, and mobile's a great thing because it is growing. It is growing.
Yeah. So let's shift over to the third question, and I'm going to kind of piggyback in my second strategy question with that. But next thing I want to kind of dig into a little bit, and you alluded to this earlier, and that's around recruiting. Recruiting those new affiliates. But I was also kind of curious to understand a little bit deeper in communications. I mean, it seems like a communication strategy, even from both a recruiting perspective to get those high value partners, but then also to inform or educate or stay engaged with existing affiliates, partners that you have. So yeah, just like share some best practices when it comes to recruiting affiliates.
Yeah, so start with the easy bit first. Recruiting. So one thing we always say to all our clients is treat your affiliate program, in fact, treat your partner program like a product. You have to go out and market it. You have to have resources, landing pages. You have to have that because you will always, always, always be recruiting affiliates. It doesn't stop. It's not a one and done. I'm really sorry, people. It is not a one and done.
Hey, Jason, you are so right on that. I think I see a lot of entrepreneurs and young companies see partnering as this way to almost, we're going to hand over the lead generation obligations to somebody else. That's not true. You're just shifting sales. You're shifting sales motion from a direct sales motion to now you're selling to get partners. Yeah. And that's something that you cannot delegate away. I love what you just said, and that is, treat it like a product. Treat this program like a product, because you're going to build it, you're going to sell it, you're going to tune it, you'll refine it, you'll manage it. So true.
Yeah, and you kind of have to. And so in terms of then the communication is once you've got those affiliates, you have to treat them like a sales force. You would not send your sales force out if they didn't understand the product. You just wouldn't. So why are you doing that with affiliates? And you have to educate them. So every time there's a product development, every time there's a change in the industry that your affiliates need to know about, that you would tell your own sales force, you need to communicate that to your affiliates. New creative. It's Halloween at the moment. Have you got Halloween creative? All the seasonal things. So all your marketing plan that you have across your business should now include affiliates in that distribution. Every little touch point that you can provide with an affiliate is another way that affiliate can earn income. So therefore, you're helping them to help you. So it's a good thing. You're not badgering them going, put my links live. We do that to start with because some of these guys take a long time to get enabled. But once they're enabled, and once, we'll probably come onto it, how we keep them motivated is we pay them money. Simples. Once you start paying people money,
you get their attention.
It's kind of you get that kind of thing. So, other recruiting best practices is, I always say, like the little kid in the Sixth Sense movie at the end where he says, I see dead people everywhere. I see affiliates everywhere. Everybody is a potential affiliate. No matter what you look at, you pick up a magazine, you go to Walmart, you go to Books A Million or get a Barnes & Noble, you pick up a magazine, you look at all the ads in that magazine. They're potential partners if you picked up the right magazine for your industry. All the advertisers in there, all the news section that we're talking about potential partners and new developments, and all of a sudden you can think, man, my business could do with that, or my business can help improve that. So let's innovate, let's co-innovate. So people, I'm a magazine junkie. I've got a house full of magazines everywhere, all kinds of weird stuff because I love magazines. And that's what I use. So, trade press, just have a look at Chamber of Commerce magazines, all the industry news. There's potential there. And that's without going to an affiliate network or an affiliate agency to go out and find these people. Then you're using Google. Look at review sites. Look at who's ranking for all the keywords you want to rank for, because affiliates could actually be dominating the space that you want to sit in. And the other thing I'm lazy. So why would I try and spend a whole bunch of money to get SEO the #1 spot when I can pick the phone up and find the guy who's number one and say, how do I get my product on your website? Easy.
Exactly. Well,
It's
this term fishing in a barrel, to me, man, working with affiliates is you find out who has your barrel, who has
exactly,
already grouped your ideal customers, and how can you work out a mutually beneficial relationship, and you have to compensate them. That's one of many things you have to do with them, but
and that can be, and to be honest, talking of barrels, and those things, we're not seeing it just yet, although we've started to, because we're starting to do it. LinkedIn groups, Slack groups, social groups, these are collections of people around your target audience. These are your IPP, these are ICP. And all you need to do is talk to the admin of that thing and say, how do I pay you for inquiries? How do I pay you for this? And now all of a sudden, they're earning from a community that they've built. And that's powerful stuff, because then that means they can reinvest, grow the community, they can do all these other things. So there's always an affiliate option. And to be honest, the way I would position that with anybody is just ask. What's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to say no.
Right.
Boo-hoo. Move on to the next one.
Last question for you, Mr. Jason. That is, managing partners. What's some of the kind of best practices, success practices, some things we need to think about when it comes to, we've set up an affiliate program, we've recruited them, like every other partnering program, you're going to have some that are good and some that do absolutely nothing for you. But what are some of those management best practices that we can put into our affiliate programs?
Yeah, so first thing I'd say with that is, as much as I say always be recruiting, don't worry about the numbers of partners that you have. Worry about the number of it. I was about to say active. I was about to do a Craig there, but I won't. I was about to start talking about active sellers, but we won't. We'll talk about active partners, because that's more important. And then what I would do as a management thing is I would have a baseline for everybody. You would send them a newsletter once a week with updates, or once a month, or you'd send them some tips, or whatever that needs to be. Then what I'm doing during that week is I'm ringing our top 10 affiliates. You're doing great. What's happened? How has this spiked? What else can we do to support this? How do we make this grow? I'm still amazed how many people don't pick up the phone anymore and talk to their affiliates. They're hiding behind email. If you're in a similar location, or everyone's geo-based, then try and get them to a lunch and learn, or try and get them to a meet. Try and get them to create a little meetup once every couple of months, and sit down with them and manage them. That kind of stuff really, really helps. But other than that, it's kind of what you would do with a bigger partner. And then, of course, there's nothing stopping you moving. This tends to blow people's minds. There's nothing stopping you moving an affiliate into a direct partner relationship, because they've now got the volume. And there's also nothing wrong with having a partner that you want, an ISV or a massive partner, and have them as an affiliate to start with, so that you can prove to them and to you that this is worthwhile doing.
Yeah, I love that approach.
And then you can move people. There's a lot of fluidity with, and this is what people do. This is the problem. People put in a box and they don't allow people to move between boxes. And your job as the partnership manager is to say, yeah, actually, we need to move the top 5 performers from affiliates now, because they're generating X% of our revenue. And we need to put our white gloves on, and we need to handle them better as a business. So therefore, we're going to move them into a higher tier. We pay them a bit more commission, we're a bit more hands-on, we give them a bit more resource. So, and you can do that up and down, and you can move people down. So people that aren't performing, you say to them, right, well, actually, guys, this isn't working for us anymore. Let's put you into our affiliate program, because you still, there's a potential to earn income. We haven't wasted all the work that we've put in together. Blah blah blah. So that sort of management is kind of key.
Yeah, it seems that there's definitely different tiers and different programs. Even I love stuff that you're talking about is we certainly have clients that offer affiliate programs, referral programs, ISV, even tech integration, all the way across the same company, and they have partners that fulfill all of those lanes as well. It's certainly not mutually exclusive. You can have, your partners be participating in multiple partnership programs. And I also love what you talked about with affiliates is it's kind of a, pretty much a low risk, low lift proposition for that. It's not like you're going in and spending days recruiting them and negotiating these contracts, right? I mean, it's a click through web, contract. So there's not a lot of cost or a lot of risk in that. And in those situations, it is fine to have to play the big net game. You're always recruiting and let them kind of decide how productive they're going to be or how they'll lay out as you kind of your top to bottom list. If you have 100, if you have 1,000, you're always going to have this line in there where everybody above the line is providing positive value to us. Those below are not providing much value, but as long as there's not cost, or any significant cost to that, all the better. But I love how you talked about you have to constantly communicate with them. My buddy Greg Enru talks about, like, if you're not top of mind of your partners, somebody else is. And like you said, I mean, whoever has my attention, whoever's sending checks my way, those commission checks, that's who I'm going to be working on behalf of. So it's still a relationship game as well.
Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, one thing just to finally sort of say about all of this is that what we like positioning with the affiliate side is we position it for people that have just come into a role, that are starting a new program for a new company. So a company, the CEO wakes up one morning and says, we need a partner program because I've just read that Microsoft did $6 billion last year and they've got 1 million things. So we need that too. And you've got 12 months to build it. And it's like, oh my God, it's not going to, that's not going to happen. So what you do is you go off and you do your ISVs, your GSIs, your integrations, your marketplaces, all the stuff that takes a bit more time, but then you have the affiliate program running alongside. So every month, at least you can report into whoever you report into that there's activity happening. It's not a case of, well, we're just waiting for contracts and that's going to be another 6 weeks. You can use affiliates quite quickly, strategically, to actually say, I can hit the ground running and say, here we go, we're starting to see activity. And that doesn't necessarily equate to sales, but depending how you're tracking, you could be tracking impressions, clicks, views of content, all kinds of stuff that will give you valuable marketing ops information, because now you can go back to your CMO and you can say, look, our affiliate network has just generated you 6 million clicks so far this month, or however big it is. While at the same time, you can then start talking about, the bigger fish that you're trying to go after that will take a long time.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, man. These larger programs, they certainly take a significant amount of time to get going, but it's all about getting results. And we've certainly seen clients where in a short amount of time with an affiliate type of a program, as long as there's a good, well-defined strategy where it's not just spray and pray, but there's actually some method to the madness, you can certainly start getting very positive results with lead generation, as you're saying. That's where the sales start, but start to get that in pretty short order.
Yeah, and it works across the board as well. So it doesn't have to be, if you go on Google and you search affiliate marketing, it's all going to be B2C. So you're going to be looking at cost per sale, cost per, and then you're going to look at that and you're going to go, okay, well, I can't really do a cost per sale because I've got a long product life cycle. It's going to take 6 months, or I take it offline, and then it goes into meetings, then it goes back online. So you have these sort of weird customer journeys, don't you? So when you look at affiliates in the B2C space, it's very linear. It's visit the website, buy the product, get commission. For some of the stuff we're potentially talking about here, you may have another multiple version of your program. You might do a cost per lead. So you might have a small cost per lead. You say $10 for everybody who fills this form in. Then you may say, I'll then pay $50 for everybody who then takes a demo or takes that first call. And then I'll pay out $1,000 for a sale, whatever that life cycle may be. Or you may set up your program and say, actually, we're just going to pay for clicks. because my business understands pay-per-click, it understands search ads, and all my marketing director wants to talk about is his cost per click. So you can build your program on a cost per click basis. Doesn't have to be on that. I've seen programs that have built on email list builds. So we'll pay you 50 cents for every email you send us that's not a Yahoo or Gmail or Hotmail account. I've seen programs done on leads, and I mean not just name and email, 80 field question sets, big forms. Yes, that costs more money to have more data, but you can just do it on a databases, or you can do the bog standard pay per sale, and that can be either a flat fee or a percentage or whatever it needs to be. But don't be limited by one thing. Don't be limited by your business model. There'll be a way to get affiliates to work.
That's a great takeaway there. Jason, you just gave me an idea for our next conversation, our next podcast. It'd be cool to do a comparison contrast between B2C versus B2B. How are they similar? How are they different? Obviously, you're laying some pieces out here, but I know there's a lot more to it. But Jason, thank you so much for carving some time out of your day to chat with us, man. This has been awesome. I'm already looking forward to the next conversation.
Yeah, no, sounds good. No, appreciate that. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of the Partnernomics Show. Don't forget to subscribe to get the newest episodes at thepartnernomicsshow.com. Special thanks to our sponsors, Iolite. To learn more about Iolite, visit iolitepro.com. And Partnernomics, the science of partnering. To learn more about the suite of Partnernomics courses, coaching programs, and consulting services, visit partnernomics.com. See you on the next episode.